Hey friends, Dr. Nixon here. Welcome to this webinar. I'm going to walk you guys through the holistic hormone system. I'm so grateful and excited that you guys are here with me today. Man, this system, all about holistic hormone regulation for men and for women, has been life-changing for me, my family, my wife, and I've helped coach hundreds of women over the years of how to rebalance their hormones. So whatever stage of life you're in, your mid 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe you're going through menopause or you're dealing with any of the hormonal symptoms. It's anxiety, it's stress, it's weight gain, skin changes, digestive issues, whatever it may be. I want you to understand there is hope. There is a way to balance your hormones. I have heard from countless women. They're sitting knee to knee with their doctor, their OB, and their doctor is a wonderful person. And they've been met with, hey, you're a woman, or hey, your hormones just change, or hey, your thyroid looks normal. We don't know why you're exhausted all the time. It's just normal. I want you to know there is a better version of that. It might be common, yes. So many women, a very high percentage of women deal with these issues. It might be common, but it is not normal. You can optimize your hormones. You can feel amazing. You can feel like your best self again. I want to walk you guys through it, whether you've tried all the different diets, all the different lifestyle changes, the yo-yo, the crash diets, the paleo, all of them. And they're all, whatever. At the end of the day, we're not trying to just manage symptoms. We're literally trying to get down to the root cause of things. I always start with this. I prefer knowing what my target is. It is very easy. If you can see a target, it's easier to hit it. When you're trying to accomplish something, but you don't actually know what you're trying to hit, that's really tough. So one of the things I'll talk about all the time in our protocols, and when we coach women and men through balancing their hormones in this 3-step system, one of the first things we'll always talk about is we got to get very clear on where we're going. I want you guys to wake up feeling like your best self again. I want you to have the vitality, the energy, and I want you all to know this. It's not your fault, right? So many women, when they come in my office, and we sit knee to knee, they feel the guilt, the shame, the sadness, the grief, the loneliness, especially if they've been told, hey, it's normal, or hey, we don't actually know what's going on. There is a reason. There are causes. It's not just bad luck. It's not just bad genes. I'm going to walk you guys through what I really believe is the real problem, and it comes down to perpetual hormone disrupting stressors. Perpetual hormone disrupting stressors. What does that mean? I'll walk you guys through that. Let me show you this. When your body is stressed out, right? So here's the perpetual stressors. Everyone say cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. When your body is stressed out temporarily, cortisol comes up, comes back down, no big deal. It's made for fight or flight. If you're camping in the woods and a bear comes and you run, yay, that's called cortisol. That makes sense. When cortisol stays elevated for too long, life, kids, boss, stress, marriage, grief, you lost your parents, sadness, friendship, things are hard. Life is hard. It is difficult. We might know deep in our hearts, like, hey, I know I'm not alone, but life still feels like a lot. It can put you into a chronic state of fight or flight. Here's what cortisol does. When that happens, it begins to change your hormones. Estrogen will go up and progesterone will go down, just to name a couple of those things that will happen. And the research backs it up. Stress and obesity are completely linked. When stress goes up, obesity goes up. It changes the way that your hormones function, right? Here's some good news. You can change this. I'm going to walk you through it in this training. I'm going to go through it rather quickly. So here we go. Pay attention. We got some good stuff. There's keys to success. All right. And again, I want you guys to wake up feeling good, feeling refreshed. Here's some good news. This is not crash diet. This is not yo-yo diet. This is not all about medications or just, the fastest way to weight loss. This is about sustainable life changes. And the reason I can say this confidently, that this will help you potentially change your health and change your life, is I have seen it. I have seen hundreds of women come in here to our brick and mortar office looking for help when it came to their health. I would tell them, hey, go ask your OB for this, that, and the other. How about some normal blood tests? And they would come back with, my OB said it was normal, or this is just how it is for a woman, or it's all in your head. It frustrated me enough. And especially when I ran into it with our own family, when my wife and I were trying for our second kiddo, and we started running into issues with conceiving, and we went through the grief and sadness of a miscarriage. And I knew, like, man, well, I'm not going to send her to the traditional, medical doctor. So many of my patients have had just horrendous experiences there. I need to understand what's going on. And so I started diving into and learning and understanding what actually goes on in a female cycle, what goes on in a male cycle, what changes in hormones, especially cortisol, change the outcome of how I feel mentally, how I feel in my digestive system, how I connect. And so we were able to figure that out. My wife was dealing with progesterone issues connected to cortisol. I was dealing with estrogen issues connected to cortisol and very low, bottomed out testosterone. We were able to naturally, holistically correct all of those things. There's our second baby right there. Her name is Lily Ember, the joy of my life. My wife, obviously, I love her tremendously. And my little son, that's a picture, obviously, in the Tetons from a few years ago. And and we have seen women who have been told, hey, you'll never get pregnant, conceive. We've had women with PCOS, endometriosis, weight gain, anxiety through the roof, a really common one, able to find balance, feel energized again, fatigue going away, and really just feeling amazing. So let's walk through these. Number one, your normal lab tests, they're wrong. It's not because you have a bad doctor, it's because you're looking at the wrong thing. There is a very specific place in a cycle to run hormones. We run saliva hormones. The reason we do saliva hormones is because it's better than blood. That's why. And you'll hear from your doctor, some OBs won't run blood hormones because they say it's hard. Yes, I agree. Math is hard, but there is a specific time during a woman's cycle. So we do math. Women are usually tracking, or we help track them. We run it on a specific day at a specific time. We catch it throughout a 24-hour period, and we are able to get really beautiful results. Better data gives you better decision-making skills. All right? So that's one of the first things we'll do. And I'll show you guys some of this. As we go along, I'll show you some of the stories. And the stories matter. Every single one of these women came in with issues. This one, her name's Laura. She was struggling with hormone issues, a lot of anxiety, brain fog, difficulty capturing thoughts, which just made communication at work and in marriage difficult. They ran some tests. They ran thyroid, and they said, hey, everything looks normal. Typically, they run TSH. That's really a brain test more than an actual thyroid test. They said, hey, you're normal. We don't really know what's going on. And so she came in, we did the right testing, the saliva testing, and she walked through the process. And with a matter of weeks, sleep back to normal, anxiety gone, feeling like herself again. Awesome. Cool. All right. But it starts with getting really, really good data. Here's number two, cortisol. We will talk a lot about cortisol. It is the stress hormone. And more than that, it's most likely stealing your joy. It's most likely stealing your happy hormones. Here's how this works. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger for us. I'll do this one. So estrogen and progesterone. When cortisol is elevated, estrogen goes up and progesterone goes down. When progesterone goes down, that's your happy hormone. This is how it can steal your joy. All right. So cortisol adapts to stress, and then progesterone gets stolen to make more cortisol. If your doctor adds in progesterone, that will cause oftentimes a ruckus in your health. It can backfire and cause more anxiety than ever. It's logically speaking, your doctor might go, hey, your progesterone is low, so let's add in progesterone. Logical. But remember I said, your body in a high state of cortisol will steal the progesterone to make more cortisol, right? So it's kind of like this. Here's my analogy. So there's a fire, and we're like, oh, I want to put that fire out, so I want to put a liquid on it, right? Good idea. Smart, logical. But let's say you grab gasoline as the liquid you want to use. Bad idea. It's like putting gasoline on a fire. It can cause more anxiety, more weight gain, more hormone shifts, and the patient will feel worse taking progesterone, right? And we see this all the time. And so we don't do that. What we do is we focus on the root cause. Here's another patient of ours. Her name is Beth. Two younger kiddos when she came in, and she felt like she was doing all the right things, and she had done a bunch of different diets, the paleo, the Whole30, and they're all fine. But she still struggled to lose weight. She's like, I feel like I should be losing weight. My skin looks like a teenage boy. Before my cycle, I feel very anxious. My mood can go a little wild, and I don't like it. And I feel like I'm in fight or flight, and I want help. And so we did it. We put her through the process. Even within the first 6 weeks, she shared this with us. I've been able to lose weight for the first time in years. My anxiety and stress are coming down. I have energy again to play with my kids. Hallelujah. Awesome. Thanks, Dr. Nixon. You're welcome. Yeah, it's a joy. I love what I get to do. Super, super fun. I'm going to show you guys a few different tests. So here's what saliva testing looks like. We have, it's just little tubes. You spit in the tubes, and obviously my nurse will coach you through how to do this when we start working together. But this is the plot line, what we're looking for. Cortisol should come up, come down, and then should stay down. This person as spiking at night. What that means is this person, before they go to bed, typically looks like this. This person lays in bed. They're laying in bed and their mind starts to go. And they're like, why does my brain wait till nighttime to start working? Or it's the person that falls asleep and within a couple hours wakes up to go to the bathroom, and then their brain just starts going. It's 2 a.m. They're only peeing for like 30 seconds and their brain jumps. Kids, life, finances, marriage, the job, the thing, and they can't, or they struggle to fall back asleep. That is a really frustrating pain point, and you can fix it. This is another common example. See how high that one is? This is the person that wakes up really anxious. They wake up, they go to turn the coffee pot on, and their mind is going. Anxiety is hitting. They feel behind, even if they're not actually behind. And they know they have a lot of things to do, or at least they feel like they do, but the reality is they feel overwhelmed. Right? That cortisol is spiking through the roof first thing in the morning. You can balance that. Right? Here's another example. This is a before and after. So this one on top, this is the first time we had ran this lady's saliva. High anxiety in the morning, coming down. Her cortisone was converting. That's what leads to weight gain. Very hard time losing weight. We put her through the process. Check this out. That's her one on the bottom there. Completely normal. Those are before and afters. Man, incredible. So this person loses weight, is sleeping literally for the first time in a decade, feeling amazing, energy throughout the day, and just a more positive, better outlook on life. Here's a couple examples. Man, I'm proud of all of these ladies. It's not necessarily hard. The protocol is really quite straightforward, but it takes consistency, right? So when I coach patients on what to do, oftentimes it's like, hey, here's what I want you to do in the morning. Here's what I want you to do in the evening. We just make it really practical for your life. And then it's just following through. And within weeks, inflammation's gone, pain's gone, brain is firing on all cylinders, and it's awesome. All right, last one, discovery number 3, estrogen dominance. This is for you if you want to lose weight. When estrogen goes up, remember, estrogen is a growth hormone, so it makes things grow. It also makes fat cells grow. So estrogen goes up, makes fat cells. Fat cells make estrogen. Got it? Now you're in this vicious cycle of gaining weight and having a really hard time losing it. Again, cortisol being the culprit, but we can figure out there's 3 different estrogens. How many? 3. We can figure out exactly which one is elevated in your body and then get rid of it. If you don't know what you're doing or what estrogen you're trying to fix, you're going to have a really hard time losing weight. And so if you have excess estrogen and you're trying to do like some nutrition changes or some dieting, even a decent one, this is an analogy I use. It's kind of like cleaning a floor with a dirty mop, right? Like, yes, you're doing something, but you're just actually moving stuff around. Your floor is not cleaner at the end of the day. You're not losing weight like you want to. Do not clean a floor with a dirty mop. Right? So we want to get really clear on understanding the data, and the research is there. Estrogen promotes fat deposition. and changes your cholesterol and a lot of other bad things, diabetes, etc. Right? We know that, so we want to know how to clean it up. So we detox the body from excess estrogen. Here's another patient. This person was doing well on the sleep. She's like, I'm sleeping really, really well, but I still have just this wild anxiety. It's happening daily to me. We walked through everything. We found her cortisol being really high, but we found the estrogen being really, really high too. We did the right sequence. It's really important. You got to do the right order to balance hormones. And she started making beautiful changes, less agitation, less mood swings, feeling more centered, more grounded. Weight finally started to move for the first time in years, and she felt in control of her health again. So when we walk through the system, pinpoint it, protect, and purify. Pinpoint is very straightforward. Get the right data. Protect the body with progesterone. Protect your own progesterone. You got to hold on to what you're making, right? So you got to fix the cortisol. Hold on to what you're making on the progesterone, and then purify is detoxing estrogen. Through those 3 steps, right, we can get amazing data. We can keep your own progesterone, keep your own happy hormone, and help your body make more of it. In step 3, we can get rid of the excess estrogen by detoxifying the bad stuff. And that's what we coach women through. And it starts with saliva testing. And so listen, if you're having hormonal issues, again, I just want you to know there's another way. And it starts with number 1, getting data. Below in the links, you'll see a discovery link. It's a free call with me to hop on the phone to go, hey, is this a next step for me? And I'll ask questions like, hey, what do you know about your hormones? Are you tracking? What has your OB said, etc. But for women that we find out where it's like, hey, saliva testing would actually serve you really well, or hey, your hormone issues actually sound like they're coming from cortisol and the stress hormone. Saliva testing can be so fruitful and beautiful. And honestly, a lot of times women already come to me knowing, like they know in their gut, and I trust you. Gosh, you live in your body. I don't. But they'll come to me with like, it's my cortisol. It's my stress hormone. How do you know? Well, I'm fine. And then something happens that feels stressful and my skin breaks out. Something stressful happens and I feel it in my gut. Something stressful happens and now my mood, anxiety, all this stuff starts to cascade. I know it's coming from my cortisol. And it's not just that you have a low capacity for stress. It's not just that you don't have enough faith or you just need to pray more or whatever. And I think those things are important. I'm so grateful for prayer. And I love the Lord. And I believe He created our bodies to heal. But I also know that part of it is understanding what's actually going on with my cortisol, what's going on with my stress hormones. That's why we start with getting the target, understand where we're going, get better data, make better decisions. I can coach you through the process, and we see incredible results. So if you feel encouraged by that and you want to hop on a call, I'd love to help you or serve you. If you know someone who could benefit from this, just pass it along to them. But I want you to know there is help, holistic help, and health when it comes to your hormones. Love you guys. Bless y'all. This is Dr. Nixon with Twin City Health.